Hey guys, welcome back. I'm here, and today we are going to be talking about all the books that I would like to read in September. It's the 1st of September today. Autumn is creeping closer and closer. As a lot of you will not know, I love autumn. It is my favourite time of year. I love the smells, I love the chilly weather, I love the creepiness of it all, I love the coziness of it all. I love being able to wear jumpers and hoodies but not being too cold. You know, it's a good in between. You're not hot, you're not cold, you're in the middle, and it's just my favourite time of year. I just think it's so spooky and so great. Some of the books that I have today, I don't actually physically have them. Some I need to still go buy. Others I'm going to be listening to, and then there's some that I'll be reading on like Kindle edition. So let's just start with the physical books first. So I have 7 books for you guys today, and to kick it all off, I'm going to start with Again But Better by Christine Riccio. This is a book that I've been meaning to read for absolutely ages. I pre-ordered it. I think it came out in June, did it? That's when I got it. I'm a huge fan of Poland Banana Books, or Christine Riccio. She started out here on YouTube on BookTube, and she wrote her own book, and it's a book that I feel like I will resonate with a lot. And the reason I pushed it back till now to read this month is because I'm starting university literally in 2 weeks, which is kind of crazy. I'm not going to be in this room in 2 weeks. Well, 3 weeks actually. The main character in the story is in her 20s. She's like just turned 20, I believe, and she's going off to university. She's going off to college, but she's moving to England. I think it's kind of inspired by Christine's actual life. But I feel like it'd be a really good story to read, considering I'm going to university. I'm also 20, so I kind of left it a bit later than other people usually do, and I've took like a 2-year gap year. So I feel like reading that while also going to uni could be really fun, and also could help quite a bit. It could make me feel quite cozy and quite less alone. Obviously I'm going to be surrounded by loads of other people, but I feel like this would be a really suitable read, and it sounds really fun, it sounds really funny. I really like Christine as a person, so I feel like this book is going to be something, you know, I'm going to enjoy. Next up is nice and quick. I have The Inquisition by Terran Matharu. This is a story that I've started and just haven't got around to finishing. I actually started it last year, and it's really bad of me because I really enjoyed The Summoner by the same author. This is the sequel to that. I think it's a trilogy of books. I know it's a trilogy of books. I have all 3 of them, but I just haven't been able to finish The Inquisition. Not that I didn't enjoy it or I wasn't enjoying it. Something just kind of come up, and it's just when you just kind of stop reading and then you forget, you kind of lose interest, and then you pick up another book and you read that. It's what happened with The Summoner with The Inquisition, which is sad. But I am going to finish it this month. I don't know how far I got. I'm just going to start again from the beginning, because if there's things I've missed, you know, I don't want to miss those or forgotten, sorry. But I really enjoy this world. I really enjoy the writing, and I really enjoy the character Fletcher, and he's called Demon. I love it all. So I'm going to be diving back into this world, and I'm going to be finishing The Inquisition, so then I can eventually get on to the 3rd book in the series. And then the 3rd physical book I currently have with me is Magnus Chase and the Ship of the Dead. I'm a huge Rick Riordan fan. I've talked about this in my BookTube newbie tag, and I absolutely love the Magnus Chase spin-off series. The first 2 books in the series I thought were fantastic. I just literally binged through them. I love them so much. I enjoy these more currently than the Trials of Apollo books. I really do like the Trials of Apollo books, however I couldn't read those as fast. I literally read through the first 2 books of these so quickly. As soon as they come out, I read them within the first couple of weeks. But whenever I'm feeling, you know, a bit nostalgic for the Olympian world, that's not a word. The Olympian world, you know, with all the Greek mythology and the Roman mythology stuff, and you know, the callbacks to Percy and all these different things. You know, it feels comfortable to go back and to know that there's a series still out there, still going, that Rick's writing. But for something different, but also something really familiar, I absolutely love Magnus Chase. It's such a different, you know, point of view for a YA novel and a fantasy novel. You know, he's a homeless kid. Your traditional beginning. It's very different. It's so cool. Like Norse mythology. It's got me into Norse mythology. It's made me want to watch that Vikings TV show. I already loved like a lot of it with the Thor things in the MCU. So it was a really exciting trilogy so far. I can't wait to finish the 3rd book. These books really remind me of autumn and winter, and we're going into those months, so I thought there's no better time to read it than now. Now these are the books that I don't currently have on me, and the first one is Anna and the French Kiss. This has been recommended to me by loads of different booktubers, and of course a few people that I do know that have read it, and I thought it would actually be a really suitable read, considering I literally go away to France in a week's time. I've decided that I will buy that on my phone, like a Kindle. I have it on my iPad, my phone. I can read it on the plane. I can read it just, you know, when I'm lazing around in France. And I feel like it'd be really, you know, suitable considering the book takes place in France and I'll be in France. I was like, that would be quite fun to, you know, read through while also having some other book I might listen to while I'm also out there. But the premise of that story is a young girl, I think she's in her senior year of high school, and she lives in like is it Atlanta, from what I remember like reading, and she basically has got a pretty good life. She has a guy that she has a huge crush on, who, you know, is going to turn into really like some boyfriend thing. She has a really good best friend, and she, you know, she enjoys school and she enjoys her life in America. And then her dad ships her off to France, where she meets apparently the perfect boy, in quotation marks. I don't know. It sounds fun. I'm in a kind of romancy mood. It just seems like something quite soft, something quite easy, something quite nice, and just, you know, to read it and be like, that was really fun, that was really good. And I thought it was suitable considering I'll be in France. So, you know, when in France, read books about France. That makes no sense. But I thought it'd be quite fun for me to read, you know, like a digital version of a book. The Ghostwriter by A.R. Torrey. It changes, like some of her books are A.R. Torrey and then Alessandra Torrey. So I don't know, some of the books that she writes have A.R. Torrey on, and then some of them have Alessandra Torrey. But this is the same author as The Girl in 6E, which I absolutely loved. And then this new book, The Ghostwriter, I've heard loads of really good things about. Plus, I love the writing in The Girl in 6E. I think the author did a really, really good job. I loved the story, so I'm like, yeah, sign me up. I want to read this book. But the like description alone really, really hooked me. Here, I'll read it to you. 4 years ago, I lied. I stood in front of the police, my friends, and my family, and made up a story. My best one yet. And all of them believed me. I wasn't surprised. Telling stories is what made me famous. 15 bestsellers, millions of fans, fame and fortune. Now I have one last story to write. It'll be my best one yet, with a jaw-dropping twist that will leave them stumped and gasping for breath. They say that sticks and stones will break your bones, but this story, it'll be the one that kills me. So just from the thing alone, I was like, this sounds really, really different and really, really interesting. And really, really different and really, really interesting is exactly how I described The Girl in 6E. So I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to read this. And this is what I've decided to clench my, you know, craving thriller teeth into. And it just sounds brilliant. So the fifth book on my list, of course, talking about A.R. Torrey or whatever she wants to go by, is Do Not Disturb, which I currently also do not own, and that is a sequel to The Girl in 6E. Like I said before, not much more to say on this one. The author's fantastic, I think. I really, really love the main character, Diana Madden, or Jessica Riley, and I'm really excited to see where they go with her continuation of her internal battle against wanting to kill people but then knowing it's bad, so not wanting to kill people, and how she struggles with that. And I've got no idea what this new mystery is about. I haven't read descriptions, I haven't read anything, because I kind of want to go into it blind. I want to go into it not expecting anything and just excited and anticipatively waiting to see what the author decides to do with this character and with these stories. I believe it is a trilogy, so I can't wait to binge through all of these. Then the sixth book is a book by Brandon Sanderson, and I've not read any of Brandon Sanderson's work before, and I currently, again, do not own it. I need to go out and buy it. And that is Skyward, and it sounds fantastic. I've heard so much about Brandon Sanderson, and I'm kind of tipping-toeing into sci-fi. I have the urge for sci-fi, and it's because the Star Wars trailers have come out. It's because it's getting closer to December when Star Wars is coming out, and I'm feeling the Star Wars vibes. I'm feeling the sci-fi vibes. So I thought I should jump into some sci-fi, and who's, you know, better than Brandon Sanderson? He's supposed to be amazing. The book Skyward's supposed to be really good. So I thought that would be a really good read to dive into this month. And then finally, again with the sci-fi, is Zennith by Sasha Alsberg, and again I do not own this book, and it's another sci-fi, and it sounds really interesting from what I've read. But because it's a booktuber and someone I've watched for a very long time, and someone whose opinion that I value when it comes to reading, I feel like it's going to be a story that I will enjoy. I've not read much science fiction, so it seems like something I should jump into, which is why I've put 2 of the books on my TBR this month, or whatever you want to call it. But that's it. That's the books I'm going to be reading in September. The book I'm going to start with, I think, is going to be The Ghostwriter, sorry. I'm still in my thriller, mood. I have just finished Dark Places by Gillian Flynn, and this thing was fantastic. It was such an amazing read. I just flew through this. I was going to do like a reading vlog on it, and I decided not to, just because I don't know if people are really interested in book talks or just in general, like, like a book vlog on one book, so I was like, I could put it in a wrap-up video. Maybe I'll talk about it in this month's wrap-up video, just like at the end of last month and this month's wrap-up video. But if you want to know my thoughts, I don't know, DM me on Twitter or like at me on Twitter, and we can talk about it. But absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed it. But I am going to be doing a reading vlog this month, so at the end of every week it'll be like a little wrap-up of whereabouts I am in books and what I'm doing book-wise. When I'm in France, I don't know if I'll do one. Maybe I will. Maybe like a French-themed one. But that's currently the plan. If you did enjoy this video, please subscribe and join the family, and leave comments down below what you think of all the books I've said. And maybe if you're like, hey, look, if you like those books, you want to read those books, here's some other recommendations for next month. But please like if you did enjoy it, and if you haven't already, check out my book reading newbie tag, and if you want to, you can go watch my book talk on the Girl in 6E. But until next time, guys, talk soon. Bye.